All right, I'd like to call to order the Tuesday, September 3rd meeting of the Monona City Council. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Alder Thomas?
Here.
Alder Groupie?
Here.
Alder Moore?
Here.
Alder Kitzler?
Here.
Alder Wood?
Here.
Alder Coor?
Here.
Mayor O'Connor?
Here. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from August 19th?
I'll second.
Any additions or corrections? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Next item is a proclamation recognizing Assistant Chief Robert E. Nelson on his retirement from the Monona Fire Department. So Chief Nelson, if you want to meet me up at the podium here, we have a resolution to read. Whereas Robert Nelson began his firefighting career as a volunteer firefighter with the City of Monona Fire Department on November 20th, 1973. He was promoted to captain in 1978 and assistant chief in 1996. Bob will retire on September 5th, 2019 after more than 45 years of dedicated service. And whereas Robert Nelson received numerous training certifications throughout his career, including but not limited to Emergency Medical Technician, Firefighter 1, and Company Officer. And whereas Robert Nelson also spent 20 years as a volunteer citizen member of the Public Works Committee. And whereas Robert Nelson has been an active member of the Dane County Mutual Aid Box Alarm System, MABAS, since its inception, attending after-hours functions to represent the City of Monona. And whereas Robert Nelson will be missed as a veteran officer who is held in high esteem by every member of the department and by the citizens in our community for his professionalism, leadership, wisdom, knowledge, and experience. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Mary K. O'Connor, Mayor, and on behalf of the City Council of the City of Monona, Dane County, Wisconsin, hereby commend Robert Nelson for his exceptional service to the City of Monona and its residents. Be it further resolved that Robert Nelson is hereby congratulated on his significant career achievements as an employee of the Monona Fire Department, is informed of how much he will be missed. And be it further resolved that his skill, knowledge, compassion, and devotion to the community shall be his permanent legacy to the City of Monona. Signed in the City of Monona, Dane County, Wisconsin, this 3rd day of September 2019. Mary K. O'Connor, Mayor. I get to keep this. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. If you'd like to say a few words. You may.
I won't say much. I appreciate this very much. It's amazing how fast the years fly by, and then how hard it is to let it go. But I've told my officers group and I've told the county groups that it's a pleasure to serve with people who are so dedicated and can perform a service, participate in meetings both local and in the county and in the state, and argue about things and decide things and plan to do things and still get along and do the job. It's a professional group, and it's a pleasure to have served with them, and I appreciate this very much. Thank you.
Thank you all for coming.
Okay, bye.
They have their training. Yeah, it seems like it.
Kathy went to get a hug. Yeah.
It's Kathy.
And there is a reception on Thursday
Yep.
from 3 to 5 at the fire department. So be great if at least some of the council could be there. There is no public hearing. Next item is the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Consent agenda is approved. There is no unfinished business. Item 2A under new business, consideration of resolution 19-9-2370, approving a bid for the purchase and installation of library carpet put forth by the library director. And Mark, did you want to? I guess Mark is not here.
No.
I guess Ryan, if you want to come up, and then does everyone have the sheet related to this? The fiscal note?
Thought
Okay.
they'd want to stay and hear about this, but I guess
I
not.
know. It's surprising.
Yeah. All right, so this is regarding the 2019 capital project, which is replacing the carpet on the entire upper level. The total project cost estimated at $91,844. The fiscal note shows you that we received the lowest bid at $67,432 from Halverson. Should be Carpet Center, not Caper Center. Which leaves the remaining balance $24,412. That remaining balance is going to go towards a moving company that will be coordinating and assisting with moving all the furniture and shelving and items on the upper level. Since everything has to be up off the floor, we anticipate quite a lot of work being done moving our, 80,000 plus items in the library.
Questions? Alder Moore.
Do you anticipate the moving expense being over the 24,000? Do you think in total will still be within budget?
I believe I will still be within budget. I'm currently working with the moving company that has been highly recommended by other libraries. I did receive one estimate that was a little higher, but I'm still talking with them to see how I can get it lower based on time that they'll be on the site for the job and other kind of factors related to that project. But I do anticipate to be close to this $24,412.
Anyone else? Doug?
So I'd asked at finance whether the library would remain open or need to be closed for part of this. You want to?
Yeah, I can address that again. So my plan is for the upper level to be closed off to the public and to the staff, but to keep the lower level open to the public. And we'll have kind of like a condensed library down here. So we'll have some of the collection available, probably holds to be picked up, and maybe some new items and some children's items. We'll use probably the forum room for kind of the mini children's room, and we'll hold story times there and also programs in the evenings. We may have some of the book processing kind of set up in part of this area. We will have hopefully at least one, maybe two public computers set up by South Central Library System, so people can have public computer access, as well as our public Wi-Fi. And what am I forgetting? That should actually cover most of the library services that we'll be able to offer. Just the building itself is what I forgot. That people can come and still do their work, or also talk with one another as members of the community in the lower level space. And I do anticipate this project to last roughly 2 weeks, so that upper level would be closed for the first half of December.
I assume you'll be doing a lot of communication beforehand, letting people know
Yes.
that that's going to be happening.
Yes. Once I have all the vendors in place, that gets rolling. And once staff and I kind of talk through the logistics of this lower level, we will then have information available to the public, informing them that on these dates, the upper level will be closed off. We'll have some things available, but of course, don't anticipate 100% library service at this time because, the library's cut in half in terms of space.
Any further questions? Alder Coor.
I had talked to the library director before the meeting. I was just curious if we knew how the carpet was going to be disposed of with the low bid, because the second lowest bid recycles their carpeting, and in our effort to be sustainable. And he was.
And I mentioned to Alder Coor that I'll have to check again the bid and the information that they supplied with that to see how they do dispose of their carpet. If it's not in there, I can reach out and ask them how they do dispose of it and if they recycle it.
And you'll have that information for the next meeting?
Correct.
Okay. Anything else? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next, item 2B, consideration of resolution 19-9-2371, approving a park shelter lease agreement between the City of Monona and Yahara RFP Phase 1 LLC, put forth by the city administrator. And at Finance and Personnel, we moved to send this on to the City Council without a recommendation because we had some questions.
Yeah, so for the next council meeting, for the second read of this, there's a list of questions that Personnel and Finance had asked previous to this meeting. I will get responses to those questions included in the packet materials that the council will receive ahead of that meeting on the 16th, so you can know what those questions are and the responses. They're more about some of the particulars in the agreement. Just as a matter of context, we, as part of the original development agreement for this project, we were required to enter into a park lease agreement with the developer for this. The terms of that agreement, as per the development agreement, is 50 years. So that's what this lease agreement kind of covers. And there are some specifics about what, how we can and cannot use the space, what things we can sell and can't sell in the space. So that's all included in here. This was negotiated with assistance from the city attorney's office and staff. And I'd be happy to take any questions that you have now and know that some further information is going to be coming for your next council meeting.
Questions? Alder Kitzler had several at the meeting, but he's...
Yeah, I mean, I can so the main points that I asked him to follow up on is there was a point of transfer of premises. I'm asking whether we can require in our lease application or contract to continue upon transfer of property. So if a new owner bought it, that this lease would continue no matter what. Another question I had was about the $2 million of insurance, if that differs from our other park shelters and or if it increases any costs to the city. So those were kind of the two bigger issues. I had a few other smaller ones. But.
Alder Thomas.
I just had a question about, it's on page 3, 4, where it says trash, recyclables, or other materials shall be stored outside the premise. That doesn't limit us from having trash barrels for the park, does it?
No, I don't believe so. Because that's our park space. They're talking about the concession stand itself. So we'll have 2 garbage containers within the underground parking area that will place our trash from the concession stand in those garbage containers.
But we can have trash barrels in the park area?
Yeah, we've ordered those, and that's part of the overall park plan.
Okay.
Will the trash from the park, trash barrels also go underneath in the underground parking area?
It's
or
gonna,
is that something we pick up?
I mean, it'll depend on how much space, how much trash is generated in the concession stands, if there's enough space. It's going to depend on how frequent the park is used. That's going to dictate how frequently we have staff come by and collect all of the trash for the area.
Yeah, they are so good about picking up the trash, like from the beach parking lot next to us, that for them to swing by and get that,
I would think they'd be doing it on a regular basis.
Yep.
Anyone else? Okay. Well then, this meeting may set a record. We will move on to reports of committees, commissions, boards, etc. Alder Groupie.
No report.
Alder Moore.
No report.
Kitzler.
You all received a link from Jake about input on the city name. It doesn't necessarily mean the winner is going to be the name, but feel free to send that out and vote early and often.
Alder Wood.
The MPO meets tomorrow night. Won't be voting on the new or the funding projects, which projects get funded until the October meeting.
Alder Coor.
Tomorrow night's Public Works. Be welcome to join us if you'd like. 6:30 in City Hall.
Okay.
No report?
Alder Thomas. City Clerk Andrews?
Let's see. No report really. Life is good.
City Administrator?
Two real quick things. Tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to participate in a work group of other city staff members on what's called Opportunity Zone Number 2. It's a much longer and larger conversation, but it's a federal program. Portions of Monona, specifically the Southtown Mall area, fall within Opportunity Zone Number 2, which covers a portion of southern Madison and parts of Fitchburg. So we're getting together to talk through an invite to the White House staffer that works on this federal program to come and do a visit of the Madison area, and hopefully we can show them some things in Monona. So I'll have more to give you updates on that as that happens. And then, sorry. Oh, you may recall on the city's website, we, about 3 years ago, did a video kind of montage of the community from a group called CGI. They came and shot things about this community schools, how we do economic development, parks, kind of all those things about what the quality of life is in Monona. We're going to be re-engaging with them to reshoot new material this year. So you'll be hearing more about that in the coming weeks, and you might even be involved in some of the shoots that we do this fall. So.
Okay, thank you. I just had a couple things. I will be gone for the next council meeting, and Alder Kitzler will be chairing. We're splitting the committee of the whole for capital into 2 meetings, one of which will take place right before next week's meeting. So what we're doing is having finance and personnel at 5:30, committee of the whole just from 6 to 7. We're just going to do a couple of departments then, and then we will finish up committee of the whole for capital budget on the 25th of September, beginning at 5:30, and I think will meals be provided at both?
Correct.
Of those, so. That's the only thing I have. There are no appointments. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? We are adjourned.